Singing with Mom. Mom's memory went wild after my dad died. Later on, she no longer knew me, her only living child, and yet she was always delighted to see me, and believed me completely when I said, "It's your son, John, Mom." My 87-year-old mother's recollections of an extraordinarily vibrant life were increasingly elusive. She told me a wonderful story about a cruise she and her sister, both school teachers, took around Cape Horn in 1925. We were able to save money on our small salaries because we lived very simply at home with our mother. On the ship, we'd walk on the deck in the morning, play badminton, talk to other young people, nap in the afternoon, and then stay up late because the nights were warm and clear and there was moonlight and starlight. I met a lovely young man, and we had a very sweet romance, standing at the railing in the evening, singing songs together. This was a real memory, dormant for many years, but soon Mom began to talk about an imaginary second husband. She and my father had been married only briefly, she said, though actually she and Dad were married for 50 years. She was shocked each time I reminded her that I lived in another city. She was delighted by every bit of family news I gave her, and delighted all over again if I repeated the same news a moment later. Beyond that, she had almost nothing to say. Visits became painful. I wanted to spark her memory with vivid images. "I know you remember the tree in the back garden." I wanted her to remember, too, new stories about my children and my life away from home. She remembered none of it, sensed that she was failing me, and became agitated. Sometimes visits lasted only 20 minutes. I ran through all my special news, told her I loved her, and didn't know what else to say. A few years ago, out of desperation, I began to sing to her, quietly, shyly. I brought along the copy of the old fireside book of folk songs that used to perch on Mom's baby grand piano in the 1950s. Sitting up straight, I sang Loch Lomond to my mother that day, filling my lungs, enunciating, remembering her at the piano, feeling the music glow within me. To my astonishment, Mom began to sing along, reading the words at first, then singing from memory. Mom was ecstatic as we sang, and so was I. She'd clap her hands as we finished a song, and once took my hands in hers, looked into my eyes and said, "I never knew there could be such sweetness in a human relationship." Another time, as we rested between songs, I said 90s style, "This is kinda nice." She drew herself upright, indignant at my sloppy language. "Kinda nice? This is more than kinda nice." During visits after that, we did nothing but make music. On my wooden recorder, I conjured up more than 100 of the songs she had originally taught me. Red River Valley, The band played on. I'll take you home again, Kathleen. Songs Mom had learned as many as 80 years ago. Her voice floated with my recorder's melody, two frail sopranos at play. She sang without words, her voice itself an instrument. Once, near the top of Danny Boy, her clear voice sailed way above my high note, but exactly right, a wild, perfect harmony she broke by sailing. For a timeless instant, even higher, she stopped as though she had screamed. Shocked at herself, she looked at me to see if what she had done was okay. Yes, I said with my eyes, as I wound down through the last chorus of Danny Boy. Mom looked back with eyes full of wonder, as she must have looked at me on the first day of my life.